Buongiorno! Okay, hey Krista. So, this is coming out a little bit late. This is Sunday, January 26th. So sorry this is coming out the day after it was supposed to come in. Yeah, so I wanted to actually finally show you what my work kind of looks like. So that's sort of the starting point. So here we go. So as you can see, we've got kind of like a basic office area. We've got a conference room, sales rooms, you know, like that kind of stuff, because we have people who come in from who are out in the field, and we have like education programs and all of that kind of stuff for them. But you can also see that we have a pretty big warehouse area, and that's cool. You know, like we've got a lot of products. You've seen a lot of them at this point, but yeah, we've got a ton of wine, a ton of spirits. I really can't keep track of all the brands at this point because there's so many things, and I'm always like rediscovering stuff that I'd forgotten about, because it's like, oh right, yeah, oh yeah, this was a cool thing. But yeah, so hopefully like that's sort of a fun kind of look. I really appreciated you showing me your gym, showing me like stuff that you have going on with that. I was like a little intimidated by your class. I mean, I know that you're like a really good trainer, but like, wow, it's like, oh, I would be terrified to have you as my teacher on this one, because I definitely wouldn't be able to keep up. But yeah, so the next thing I kind of wanted to talk about is like this kind of stuff that we're doing. What are you doing? You know, I know personally what you're doing, but I'd love you to sort of like describe what you're kind of doing in terms of like the DC Fit Chick kind of stuff, because like I'm right now making a push for Another Pass and for Men of Steel and for Scruffy Nerf Herders, like all my certain point of view podcast stuff. I'm trying to like really do more with that. So what you can see is like I recently created individual Twitter accounts for each of them, and they've been going strong. So Another Pass is in its 4th year, somewhere in that ballpark. Basically, 1 year after me moving back. So it's going pretty well. I've had some really cool guests. It's been a huge opportunity for me to talk to really cool people, like people who are into film criticism, or just interesting people I've either met either on the internet or in person, or just friends I haven't talked to in a while. And it's like a great opportunity to connect and have like one-on-one conversations. Men of Steel, yay! Has been a fun show just to sort of gush about Superman, and I'm really happy with where that's going. It's kind of a space on the internet that people are sort of starting to reconnect with, like really like talking about their favorite characters or whatever. And I've been happy to be able to have this show with my friend J. Mike Folson, and we're looking to have some guests. We've had some guests. We're looking to do more and expand the show. It's a newer show. It's only been going for about a year. And that one's that's a lot of fun to do, and it's like kind of like a low stakes kind of show, but it's cool. And when we get good feedback from people who like it, it's been really fun and like nice to have that kind of attention. You know, I think I would really like that to sort of go on and become more of a kind of thing where we could talk to actual comic book people. I've talked to some people. I don't want to like go into like the ones we've spoken with, but like this one, the design for the logo is actually by my friend Chris Batista, who is an artist for DC and other projects. So that's been cool. And we had my friend Ben Goldsmith, who is a comic book writer in the indie scene, come on the show to talk about one Superman story. And just keep that going. And like I'd like to keep that momentum up. Lastly, Scruffy Nerf Herders has been running for about the same amount of time as Another Pass. It's about 4 years. We started it along with Another Pass as a spin-off to Certain Point of View. And so it used to be like all on one like RSS feed. You'd get, like listening to your podcast would be like, this episode's a Certain Point of View episode. This one's Another Pass. This one is Scruffy Nerf Herders. And that is not the case anymore. They're their own separate feeds, and they have their separate pages on the website, and now they have their own separate Twitter feeds. But Scruffy Nerf Herders is doing a Star Wars Dungeons and Dragons game. I've been the dungeon master the whole time, and for the second half, roughly, I've been the editor, and that's been a really good experience. I'm really happy to do that kind of stuff. So that's also one I'm looking to sort of expand what we're doing with it. It started off as being like the people who had shows on the network were coming on, and now I've started to reach out to other podcasters, to like other groups who do like unrelated kind of shows. Like I've had the cast from Let's Rewatch on a couple of times, and hoping to do that with other shows as well, so that we can do like these like mini arcs with characters, all playing characters in Star Wars. I've got it set right now currently between like the first Star Wars movie and Empire Strikes Back. but yeah, I'd like to do more of that and sort of kind of expand on that. But all of that is sort of just like a general getting a brand out there, like a particular type of nerd out there, rather than like a specific project. Like, sure, it'd be great if any of these took off, but my biggest thing is that I would like to continue kind of working in sort of nerd topics. Like, it's fun having a cool job with like a cool industry I really like, but I would like to do more, and I would like that more to be you know, like that kind of nerd topic. So like I'm always still writing. I've got stuff of book format, play format, and screenplay format that I'm trying to kind of get into shape where we can sell it. Screenplay, I've got stuff written that I would like to sell, but like I kind of want to have like a packet of like a few things. But like would really like to kind of get into a position where that could be like my career, and part of that is sort of like expanding like I said, expanding a brand without necessarily any one of those projects being a projected meal ticket, because I think that's sort of like an area where you're going to get discouraged. Some of these, like, none of these shows have huge followings, huge download numbers. I know I can see the figures, but they're really fun to do. I say that I would do them even if no one was listening. Sort of. It'd be rough if like literally no one was listening, but like it. Small numbers are still fine. Like I'm still happy when a friend like reaches out being like, "Hey, I listened to that episode and it was great." So I still want to do those kind of things, and having a backlog of material and continuity is really cool. Like a big issue for me is like starting a project and then not really following it through. And I would, this kind of thing is like, oh yeah, I can prove that I can run a show for 4 years. Like I can run one that's like a bi-weekly movie analysis podcast, and another that is a creative endeavor for me. Like Nerf Herders is me planning out a lot of story, me acting a lot of roles, doing that kind of stuff. So that's like kind of the thing I'd love to hear more about. Like, you've sort of cultivated this brand of being like a fitness guru and like those kind of focus, and like you've referenced it so far in these videos, but like it would be kind of fun to sort of like outline, you don't need to like go into details for what you want to do with it in the future, but like sort of what your perspective on it all is. Like where are you kind of going with it, and like what have you done and how you see it like sort of synergize. Like obviously DC Fit Chick and also being a fitness instructor at a really nice fitness center is both go hand in hand. So maybe just sort of outline that, and I look forward to hearing what you have to think. And hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you soon.